Forgive me for I have sinned, but due to one of my client's demands recently, I had to purchase one of these machines as to be able to compile a Xamarin companion application also for iOS. Don't worry, I haven't gone cultist yet. I'm not going to use the Mac Mini for anything except for development. And yes, in this video, I'm going to show you how to start the setup process to make this machine into a compile servant for your Windows Visual Studio Workstation. And this is the package which they sent, very neutrally. You see nothing big on it, so a porch pirate probably won't nick it. And let's cut inside. So here we go. Here we see another advertising from the actual fulfillment partner. This thing is awfully light for a workstation. I am not used to them being so light. But yes, here we are. We open it. We find a sending voucher. It's just basically, we sent you your computer. Please say hello to us. And then here we already find the compute unit. This is it here. Looks pretty solid to me. I mean, I don't use these normally, so this is my first time with it. To me, it looks pretty solid. And then what do we have here? Here we have some additional accessories. They gave us a power cable. So here we have the power cable with the standard West European, West German plug, which also works in Central Europe. And we have the computer. And so this basically is it. And yes, just in case, for all those of you who, like me, have only used Linux computing so far, you see here, this is the back of the machine. It has an HDMI output. It has these 4 USB-C thingies. It has 2 normal USB plugs and an Ethernet plug. This down here is for the exhaling of the heat. And this little thing here, it's the power button. And yes, I know this is unusual for me as well. This, like for a shaver, is the power plug. So you can't use a normal workstation's power plug to supply power to this machine. If you, like me, want to use this machine purely for development, the most important step is immediately now you need to get a Dun & Bradstreet number. A Dun & Bradstreet number basically is like an international company ID. And so now you see here I'm going to look for my company, Tamogemon, and we are in the wrong lookup system. So if this happens, you need to use the different tool if you are not in the US. Namely, particularly, it is best if you use the German system. So we go here in with Tamogemon. We go here in with the home country, which is Slovakia. We click search. And we see here we are. And we see here we have a DUNS number. If we would not have such a DUNS number, now the first step is to get yourself a DUNS number, because without the DUNS number you are not able to complete the developer setup inside of Apples. So, and now it's time for the actual bring up. You see there's not so much. Ethernet, HDMI, my mouse and my keyboard, and it's already time to plug in the power. and then to switch it on for the first time. Pushing the button. Yes. You see it makes a noise, and here in the front the lamp shows up. And of course we also see something on the main screen. Yes, so now here we see the actual login step. Before there was an Apple sequence which I just skipped. And now we have to go through slowly but surely the steps one by one. We see that the mouse can be moved. So in the first step we are going to domicile the machine in Slovakia, if only for legal reasons, because that's where the company will be based. And now here we see the preferred languages. We can now select customize settings, because my Slovak is not so good, so we remove Slovak and we say Estonian English is okay. Continue. The input source is okay. The dictation is in English. We don't want this. We continue. And we don't want to migrate at all. And now here we've got the point where it asks for the Apple ID. My practical experience is, if you get the problem here and it doesn't work, then it is often the best way to get such an iCloud address. And you see here I'm going for tamogemon@icloud.com, leaving the password as it stands. I click continue and tada! Suddenly it works. So probably this is just Apple trying to push me forward a little bit into using their own ecosystem. And so now here we have this, so we go continue. Now we should get the verification code shortly. Here it is. Here we have it. Now we have to agree to all of these licenses. Yes, I agree. I'm selling my soul. And now it's starting to log us in. Now it wants a local password also. So we give it that. I want it to be Tamhan because it's then the same like on my Linux workstation. We click the continue. Okay, so then we add another one at the end, and then there should be the quietness. Works. And yes, this will take quite a bit of time, so I'm not going to show you the whole process in detail. And after a bit of time, we see here it asks if we want to use the keychain. At the moment we are not interested in the keychain. No. So we click continue. We have to enable the setup. And now basically everything is ready. So we click continue. Yes, we do agree with this, just in case, you never know. Continue. This we set it up later because we don't need it. We do share the data, we don't care. We enable ask the Siri. Yes, Siri speaks English. We're going to use the first voice, who cares? We don't share the audio recordings. We select the normal light look. And we are already here inside of the main interface of the machine. And now comes the next step. So we have to go back here to the desktop. We go here, we log in. And now we are here, we go to the developer site, we click here the account button. Now it wants to log in again. We put this in. We put this in. And now we get the two-factor authentication. Again, the SMS, which we already know. And now the interesting thing is it shows up on the Mac, so we can click allow on the Mac, and we see here the ID actually shows up on the Mac and not on the phone. And now we click this. We have to agree to this, of course. We trust the browser because we want my Linux workstation to act as the host. I agree to this. I have to agree to this because otherwise they will ban me. And now here I have to start the enrolling process. So I click here enroll. And I continue on the web. And now here it asks for a lot of additional information, of course. And in the next step, here we decide that we are a company or an organization. So we go continue. Here we put in the legal entity name. We put in the DUNS number which we have here. And yes, we see that you can't use cut and paste, you have to put it in by hand. Now we go here the continue. And we see here it takes all of this information automatically. And I have the signing authority. I have to put in my work email and a website which is offline, but who cares? Continue. And now we click submit. And now you see here they will promise to send me an email shortly with some additional information. And as we get this information, I will of course report on it. At this point, all the documents are filed. So now it's a question of time until when Apple will unlock us. And then there will be shortly a second video showing how to connect this thing to the workstation and how to actually start the compile process. In the meantime, I wanted to thank you all very much for your attention. As always, please like and subscribe. Thank you!